good morning, and welcome to Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. I am your host, J.W. Moore, otherwise known as J Soul, and we are so honored and privileged to be in your space this morning. Now, we hope that you are ready for what we're about to do. We have so many things to show you today. It is a packed show. We have from DIYs to Culture Corner to Health Corner. It's going to be so much fun. Not to mention our book club. Yes, our very good friends are here with us today, and they are going to be on screen discussing, really pivotal authors in Tobago. Remember, we are Brunch and we are broadcasting live on the Amplia Network 102. We are also on Facebook and YouTube. Without further ado, I'm going to get into the good stuff. Now, the good stuff, for those of you who are just joining us, these are stories that are inspiring and stories that make you want to read and make you want to be a part of what's going on our island. Tobagonians doing big things. We first go to the news day. Artist Ascala George adds color to Tobago tourism with sip and paint events. A Tobago artist has set her sights on creating a thriving sip and paint business on the island of Tobago. Ascala George, a visual and performing artist, produces work that includes painting, sculptures, and of course, poetry. She also aims to revolutionize the art of tourism experiences by offering sip and paint sessions to both locals and tourists alike. Sip and paint, also referred to as, of course, paint and sip, is a popular experience-based event that involves professional artists guiding participants in recreating a selected artwork while enjoying a beverage, typically wine or an alcoholic drink or beverage of your choice. So that is definitely something you don't want to miss. We go to The Guardian, of course. Fashion TT launches Summer Line. Interesting. The TNT Fashion Company Limited, Fashion TT, has launched the latest edition of its lookbook for the season Summer Line, an exquisite collection that highlights the extraordinary talent of local designers. This release celebrates the rich diversity and creativity within Trinidad and Tobago's fashion industry and was timed perfectly with the July-August vacation season. So let's head to The Guardian and check out this wonderful story. TNT Fashion is coming alive. Next to our Daily Express, Dominic Kalipasad in Icons exhibition. Veteran journalist and TV6 weekend anchor Dominic Kalipasad seemed to be twinning when he came face to face with his look-alike, an acrylic portrait done by artist Alicia Allen Jack. Allen Jack is one of the several artists currently showing at the National Icons, an exhibition of familiar faces put on by the Rotunda Gallery, St. Vincent Street, Port of Spain. The exhibition, which began last week, Monday, runs until next week, Friday. So guys, you definitely want to check out the Newsday, The Guardian, and the Daily Express for more of these inspiring stories. Right now, we take a quick break and we are going to be right back with Who's On? Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. We'll be right back after this.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge Imagine the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
A taste of Tobago. Now, when we went to break, before we left you for that really short period of time, I hope that you guys had a chance to really get what you needed to get so that you're sitting and you are relaxing and you have your snacks and you are with us. We are Brunch and we are here to inspire, we are here to inform, and we are here to empower you and put probably a pep in your day. We're hoping that we can at least do that. On the show with me today, it's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful mix. It's a wonderful array of culture, of art, of the world of literary poets and authors. And of course, we have our health corner. We would be speaking with Dwayne Lyons. He's a fitness instructor, and he is going to be telling us about the importance of exercise. Ooh, yeah, you all might want to stay tuned for this. We also are going to have DIYs today, guys. DIYs is coming up. Our guest, Lanisha Wilson, is going to take us through the steps of resin design. Quite interesting and quite, something that we need to stay tuned. It's going to be really, really, really inviting. Also, for our book club, our very good friend, sister from another mister, Joelle Green George, joins us for book club today. And she would be speaking with Lauren Boris Phillip. And she is the published author and retired public servant. So for our book club corner, we are going to be meeting with Loreen Boris Phillip. She's going to be speaking with our host for that segment, Joelle Green George, about her career and her steps in the literary world. So you guys definitely don't want to miss that. For our culture corner, we have none other than Prince Unique. Now, some of you may know him as Jeffrey Thomas. To us here in the Culturama world, he is Prince Unique, a veteran, an icon in Calypso, in Zouk, and also throughout the Caribbean and, of course, the world. So we have a really packed show for you. We're going to get ready because we're about to take off. So get yourself together and we'll be back right after this with Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tapago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tapago's at your service.
Now, guys, before we went to break, I would have indicated that this is our Health Corner segment. We are speaking with none other than Mr. Dwayne Lyons. And Dwayne is a fitness instructor out of Keystones. Did I say it right?
Keystone Fitness.
Keystone Fitness. Are you in charge of Keystone Fitness?
Yes,
okay, so he's the owner, he's the chief cook and bottle washer.
Well,
basically.
It's a sort of family business as well.
Okay, so good morning to the Lyons family, and thank you so much for raising, because he's sitting here, he's so mannerly, he's so poised, you know, and it's a good thing to see our young people behaving in that light. So Dwayne, thank you so much for visiting us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I know Anton has been bothering you for a while. He finally got you.
He finally got me.
So you're here.
Well, it's for a worthy cause. We're here to talk about fitness and health, and that's really important.
All right, so let's touch on health. What does it mean to be healthy in your expertise, your experience? Your thoughts, please.
My thoughts. Well, health is really is a kind of holistic thing you have to look at. So I know a lot of times we talk about health kind of one-sided, and even right now, a lot of people, when they talk about health, they talk about weight loss, and it's really way more than just weight loss. And I think because the fitness sector has made it about weight loss, even people that are not overweight, do not see the importance of adjusting the diet, don't see the importance of exercise, and just really looking at their life in a different way, you know, and because it's so focused on weight loss, but health is really all-encompassing. Health also looks at your mental state, you know, and that's really important. And we know the world we live in, and we're seeing so many things happening, and a lot of people you see walking around not mentally healthy.
Yes.
You're not mentally healthy.
So our mental state, it's interesting that you touch on our mental state, because it pretty much governs what the rest of our body should be doing, what we should be doing in our lives.
Because fitness starts in the mind.
Yes,
it starts
it does.
there. I mean, because even deciding what to eat, you have to think about that. You know, you have to make the decision to not eat the fast food and to make the effort to make something for yourself, or even choose a better choice based on what is available, because we live in a busy world and we can't cook home all the time, but we do have to make the best choice from what is available, because you can't starve.
Yes.
You know, but so it really begins in the mind, you know, and even exercise. It's really hard to make the effort to exercise. I mean, especially to carve out a little time in your day, but it must start in your mind. It must be something that you want for yourself, because it benefits you. And that's one of the things that we look at in terms of being healthy and being active. It's really about you. It's not about anybody else.
Yes.
This time that you are doing this is all about you. This half an hour, this 45 minutes, this hour, this is your time.
Yes.
Nobody else is bothering you in this time. Nobody else should bother you in this time. This is your time.
So how challenging, like in your line of work, people come to you from various spheres, various ways of life, and, you know, pretty much accustomed to a certain type of way, a certain type of living, a certain type of schedule. How is it that you empower someone? Let's say I come, right? And guys, I am not going to front. I need to exercise. I have not been, and I need to change that. Yeah? How do you empower someone?
Well, personally, I try to make exercise fun.
Okay.
I try to make it engaging, because I've worked with people from clients, I would say 80, but honestly, it could be younger than that because we've had young clients. The oldest client I've worked with was 80. She would have passed last year, and that was hard. But what I've seen across the spectrums, age doesn't make a difference.
Yes.
I would have worked with an older guy as well. He was in his 70s, and he was like, you wonder, how he doing? I'm like, listen, I've seen very young people that do not have the mobility. Because and even because right now we have a lot of little children that are not, speaks to the importance of really being active and taking a different charge of your life, even as parents. What you don't allow the children to just sit down, because remember, when you're not moving, the muscles not getting to work, they're not getting to stretch. So all that is what leads to the mobility challenges.
Yes.
I mean, imagine you have little children that can't touch their toes.
Yeah.
Right? That's scary.
That's something.
Yeah. They literally cannot touch their toes.
So social media versus exercise or versus
reality. Well, one of the things sometimes I make a joke with some clients and tell them, like, listen, this is not Instagram. This is not an Instagram video you're making. Take your time with the exercise. Because remember, a lot of what we see on social media is entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not actuality.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I have people sending me videos like, they want to try this. I was like, you want to try this here with me? Or what stage you want to try this at? Because have some things and I'm not going to let you do because it's not safe. And a lot of the things that we see are not safe.
Yeah.
And also, like, what's the reason for trying to do some of these things that you're seeing? Is it going to help you do something? Because one of the main reasons that you exercise is not really about the weight loss. Yes, there's the aesthetic benefit of the exercise, but exercise is really to help us live better every day. That's why we take a proactive approach to health in general.
Yes.
It's not real. Yes, there will be weight management aspects of it, but it's really about helping you live better every day and for each day you have coming forward. Because remember, as you get older, you want to be able to carry your groceries. You want to be able to bend down and play with the grandchildren. You want to be able, you want it without getting winded.
Without getting tired.
You want to be able to take something down for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You want to be able to take something off a shelf. You want to be able to do things as you get older. And sometimes people say, well, they're dead anyway. But yes, you have to die. But how do you live is very important.
And are you living in comfort?
Exactly.
Are you living your best
life? And it's painful to really watch you walk in the street and you see how many people laboring to walk.
Yeah.
I also have a joke I also make. I see some people sometimes they run across the road and I say, you wouldn't believe that. That's the fastest that person could run, but they don't know it.
Yes.
They don't, but that's the fastest you can run across that road. And that's really important. And we have to take a more proactive approach to our health and because we know we have a lot of talk about lifestyle diseases and everything right now. But remember, lifestyle diseases is simply that. It's how you live your life. So change your lifestyle. You have to make that decision to change your life. It's for you,
Yes.
It's not for me. Like sometimes a lot of people cancel and they say, okay, tell me sorry. I was like, well, why are you telling me sorry? But tell you sorry. I'm here. You have to look in the mirror and tell you sorry for not showing up. You are cheating you, not cheating me. Because amidst all of this, I still have to exercise. I have the same family commitments. I have the same work commitments. Not because I work in this space means that I have all the time to exercise because I'm working, just like you're working.
Exactly.
So I too have to carve out the time in the day to exercise. It might mean I have to come in earlier. It might mean I have to stay in later. It might mean I have to carve out something. And that's why I focus on as well in terms of training people. I understand people are busy. And so because of that, we try to structure the training in a way that it can fit into your lifestyle because not everybody has 2 hours to spend in the gym.
Definitely.
Most people don't.
Yeah, most people don't.
Most people don't.
And the reality is just that. It's reality. And you have to, a lot of mistakes that people make, we're not realistic with how we want to really.
I love it. Yeah, that was a perfect point to raise. Most people not realistic with their goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a client last year, and she set a very realistic goal, actually. She gave herself a year to lose 40 pounds, right? Because she needed to lose it. She actually lost 60 in 6 months. And she gave herself the 40 because she said people around her, she know they tried to lose weight, but they weren't getting. So she gave herself this year to lose it. And she actually lost 60 in 6 months.
Wow.
Right? But a lot of people come with very unrealistic goals. And because they have the unrealistic goals, they make unrealistic actions. So sometimes people try a lot of these crash diets, a lot of these things that, again, we see on social media.
Yeah, definitely.
And think that it'll work. And yes, it might work temporarily, that you might lose some weight, but that's not what this is about. This is about having a better quality of life, and that's down the road.
Yeah.
So, like, usually when I tell people when they start, usually when people start, I want a meal plan, I want this. I was like, but starting to exercise is hard enough. You want to start to exercise and change your diet?
Yeah.
Why are you
And
going to
one- and
why are you
one
going to do all of that
step
once?
At
Because
a time.
what I found is once you, especially, it's hard to me is when you start with diet. When you start with diet, yeah, you get some weight loss goals, but that's not enough to keep you going. When you start with exercise and you feel how different you feel, when you feel the changes in your body, when you start to feel stronger, when you start to get more energy, when you start to be able to do things that you didn't think it was possible, then you'll be like, oh, well, I wonder what else I could do. Let me
Right.
try to adjust this. And don't try to adjust everything.
Yeah.
Look at one thing. Look at what you eat. Okay, I eat KFC 4 days a week. Let's cut that down to 2. Don't eat. Why you want to just cut it out? You're going to frustrate yourself and you're going to disappoint yourself. And by week 2 or week 3, if you last that long, you're going to fall off because you just disappointed yourself.
Yeah.
You think you failed.
Yeah.
No, you didn't have a realistic goal. Some people want to exercise every day. Want to exercise 5 days a week. How much do you exercise now? Nothing. So start with 1 day. You know how they say commit to 1 day of exercise?
One day. And I think also with our busy lives, you may not be able to take the time that I may be able to take the time with. So it brings us back to being realistic. The lifestyle has to change. And you're saying that we have to decide that we are making that change
It
in our
starts with you, yeah.
lifestyle. Yeah.
I tell people if all you have is one Saturday morning or one Sunday morning or one Tuesday morning, start with that.
Yeah.
Start with that. Don't just look at your weekly schedule. What could I commit to this realistically? Because when you start to hit that, and you hit it for a month, you say, oh, I hit it for the month. Could I make 2 months?
Yes.
Hit it for 2 months. Could I add a day? Set a realistic goal. Don't disappoint yourself like that.
You know what I found as well? I found that people tend to, yes, we're making this resolution. How many New Year's resolutions have you heard in your time as fitness instructor?
A lot, and it falls away very quickly.
Falls, not even in the middle, it falls at the very beginning.
New Year's resolutions, March resolutions, July resolutions.
Yeah.
People they want to start, and listen, it is hard because again, you have to, as you said before, it really starts with setting a realistic goal and adjusting your mindset. It's really isn't, it's not that hard, but we make it complicated because we really, personally, when people start to attack their fitness journey, they really go too hard. They really, really go too hard. Because because I used to run, I don't get to run as much because I'm, again, busy. And because of the time I would run, it's usually kind of occupied with training people right now. But even one of the lessons I learned from running is that you run your race.
Definitely.
Run your race.
At your pace.
At your pace.
Yes.
So just because somebody is zipping off ahead, don't pay any mind to that.
Yeah.
So this is what you could do. I mean, if all you could do is go out and walk, go and start to walk. After you walk a couple mornings, you say, oh, could I run from this light pole to that light pole?
Right.
You run. When you reach that light pole, you think I could run from this light pole to the next one? Break it up, because then you learn things about yourself, and that is where it helps you personally in your life.
Yeah.
Because then when you go into the day, it's like, well, I lift this weight, or I ran this distance. I could do this.
Yeah.
And it helps change your mindset quite a bit. And that's why I really like to start with the exercise first, because to me, exercise, one, it also helps you understand and realize how what you eat impacts your body.
That is a very good point. You know why? As you said, run your race. That is something that should be earmarked. You guys should put that on a jersey, put that on some merchandise, because it's so important to run your own race. I remember I had a friend and he was running around the savannah. And the 2 elderly people, obviously they do that every day. 2 elderly people ran past him and they were making more laps. And he said he felt so ashamed. He had to, take a little embarrassment out of himself, and he probably would have made two more than he would have made had those two elderly people not pass
Yep.
him. And that brings me back to the point that you're making. Run your race
Run your race
at your pace.
at your pace. And
Yeah.
that's very important. Just don't get distracted with other people around you. Do what you have to do. And that's why sometimes when people go to the gym, I mean, our space, we try not to have it very intimidating. It's really kind of more focused on that personalized experience, so we don't have it packed out. And one of the reasons we have it designed like that is that we realize people are very intimidated when they go to a gym.
Yes.
For different reasons. They're not sure to use all the things, or there are lots of people around you and you're just not sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's face it, it is a regular gym is a pretty intimidating place.
Frightening.
But if you really shed some of that and really say, listen, I'm going to do this. Like I said, make it up. Don't worry that all you're lifting is 5 pounds or 8 pounds. That's irrelevant. This is what you can lift now. And remember, everybody has different goals. Not everybody's goal needs to have them lifting heavy weight.
Definitely. And you have different body types.
Yep, exactly.
You have various forms of stamina. Some people could go the distance, others may not.
Yeah, because we're all made up very, very differently.
Definitely.
And some people's body type, as you so rightly said, doesn't even allow them to get to a certain aesthetic because of your genetic makeup.
Yes.
So you're trying to achieve something that is not for you. You understand? Your body type, your muscle attachment points, and different things just not going to allow you to achieve this look.
Right.
But you have to. So you really have to say, listen, I'm doing, and that's why chasing the aesthetic element of it is not always the best thing.
Definitely not.
You tell people, go with how you're feeling. How do you feel? Listen to your body, because that's what it's about. You're doing this to improve your life and the quality of your life. That's long term.
Yes, definitely.
And we're trying to do this to ward off certain diseases, ward off certain illnesses, ward off certain challenges that we'll face. We want to be able to jump out the way of something coming. We want to be able to jump and try to catch somebody or something.
Yes.
So you want and once you focus on those type of goals, the other benefits that you wanted to happen in the foot will come. You will get to a healthy weight. You will get to achieve certain aesthetics of your body because you just consciously doing different things along the way. You say, okay, I'll drink more water because I'll try to drink less alcohol this week or this month. I'll try to increase my water intake. I'll try to reduce the fast food. And I mean, flour gets a really bad name.
It does.
I have a friend, and she was complaining like the whole family buys banana bread on the Friday, and she upset with the family because everybody eating the banana bread and not respecting her. I was like, so what, one slice of banana bread kill you on this Friday? I'm sure it's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
You're exercising, you're doing would one slice of banana bread really?
Slice shouldn't hurt.
It would not hurt. It wouldn't hurt. One slice is not going to hurt you.
Okay. So how do we get in contact with you, Dwayne? How do we reach you? Tell the phone number, social tags, etc.
Well, our social tags are pretty standard across Instagram. Facebook is keystone.fitness. Keystone, keystone.fitness. You get Instagram and Facebook with that. And the phone number is 463 4348.
4348.
Yes.
Okay.
463-4348. Yeah, and you could get in contact with me with either one of those.
All right, because I definitely think a lot of people are willing to make a change. I think you touched on a lot of the fears that people have.
Yeah.
And I think we are resting a little bit easier
I hope
because
so. Because
like
people have so much anxiety with this fitness, it's really because the industry, the broad fitness industry, puts so much pressure on people. Again, trying to achieve this goal. A 90-day goal, 60-day. Why are you putting this pressure on yourself?
Yes, and it's immense pressure. It's not
you
just
already
pressure,
have so much going on.
Yeah.
So when you have to deal with all of this, and then life happens, because life is going to happen.
It does.
I've had people fall, they miss a week or they miss a month, and they feel like if they fall off, because I've had a month where I didn't exercise. I've lost family members recently, and the month, or it even extended to more than 1 month. I wasn't even able to. I was training people, but I personally wasn't able to exercise.
Understood. Yeah.
So life happens. It doesn't mean that your goal has to stop. it doesn't mean that the pursuit of the goal has to stop, which is a healthy lifestyle.
Definitely.
You know, one thing I'll leave one point too, because it happened to me recently. Coming off of the same thing, I was just sharing. I had a pants I didn't wear for a while, and because of how life has been happening for the last few months, I put it on and it fit, but it fit closer than it would have it fit before. And I'm like, so I was telling my wife, I was like, listen, what people need to do is not buy the bigger size.
Exactly.
Let's fix the problem. You put it on, it's not fitting how it used to fit. You're not buying the bigger size. We are going to work on this.
Work on it.
Let's deal with it.
You put on some weight, deal with it. And
don't say, oh, well, I put it on. No. Let's deal with it now.
And on that note, we are going to thank you so much, Dwayne. Thank you so much for coming. You have to come back for sure. Right? If Anton does not remember, I would remind him. You have to be back so we can talk to you some more. Guys, thank you, Dwayne. Again, our trivia question. This is a good one. I think you guys can get this one. When was the Tobago old-time wedding first reenacted? When was the Tobago old-time wedding first reenacted? We'll have more for you after the break. See you.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
We are back. DIY, my favorite segment. We are here with my wonderful, tiny, cute co-host for the segment, Miss Lanisha Wilson. And she is going to be showing us resin designs. Now I'm going to join Lanisha on set. I was telling her on the break, don't buff me, just show me what to do, and I will do my best. Thank you so much, Lanisha, for joining us. So tell us about resin design.
Okay, so I started this business during COVID because I wanted a lot of cash. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, this is really cool to do. So I talked to my sister about it and she helped me out and my mommy bought this stuff and we started it. It have 2 types of resin. It have the UV and then it have the other one that does only take 24 hours to dry.
Okay. So what are we going to be doing today? What are we doing today?
UV resin because it will take a shorter time to do.
Okay, so guys, UV resin, it takes a shorter time to dry. My expert in the corner here, Lanisha, she's so cute in her little jacket. So we're doing, say again what we're doing?
UV resin.
UV resin. All right? Go ahead, show us, take it away. Okay, so you guys pay attention. This is really simple, she says, because she's doing it a long time. Not too sure about my input, but let's see how it goes.
You can do it.
Okay.
So pour some inside here first.
So I'm pouring this.
Not too much.
All right.
You can squeeze it.
So I'm pouring. This is the resin, right?
Yes.
So she's going to tell me when to stop.
We can stop.
Can stop now?
Yeah. And then...
All right. Resin poured.
Pick a color.
Ooh. Orange.
You're putting enough so
throw the orange in the resin.
Take up everything.
Okay.
And then you mix it.
Okay, so we're mixing. You'll tell me when it's good enough.
You think it good enough?
No, I think it could go some more.
Okay, well, you go some more.
Because I want a nice, rich orange texture and tone and color.
Oh, put some more.
So, yeah, put some more orange in the, some more resin.
And then more orange.
Yeah. So we're adding some more orange and resin. We want a nice full color. Alright, and then we're gonna mix. Oh yeah, this is it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Using the J mold.
Alright, so we're using...
Which one you choose?
Okay. Where does the resin go? Into
in the mold.
The mold?
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing what's here, right?
Yeah.
Right. So which one of the letters?
It doesn't matter, you pick.
I'll put J for J Soul.
Right.
Right? So I'm throwing, well, not throwing, I'm pouring into the letter J on the mold here. How's that?
Okay, quite come on.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be full.
It don't have to, but I rather it come up to the top.
Okay.
Just to make sure it won't be thin.
All right.
Right, and
so
then
we have J.
And then you put it below the UV.
So we're using the UV now.
60 seconds.
60 seconds. It's going to apply heat to the mold, to the resin mixture. All right, so while we wait on the 60 seconds, you said you saw this on TikTok and you decided, okay, look, I'm going to try this. And you realized, all right, I'm definitely going to stick to it and, you know, make it. Tell us a little bit about your business while we're waiting.
Okay, so I actually have a double business, like it's under one name, but I just do crochet and resin.
Okay.
During the COVID, they used to more buy these. Now they're only buying the crochet, but we are still open to this.
Okay.
And I still do them time to time.
Okay.
I made this morning.
Oh, so this is what the finished product should look like?
Yes, it should.
Oh, so let me hold it up. This is what it should look like. You guys see?
Finish.
Sink it down.
Make sure, and then you flip it just to make sure they're black.
Okay, so you have to do the back as well.
Just
to make sure that it's solidified. Right, and while we're waiting, let's talk with my cute Lanisha. Tell us a bit about your family. Mommy helps you. Tell me what happens.
Yes, it has some of the stuff that people just be asking for that I just have to ask my mommy how to do this. And she will basically do it. And then she will show me how to do it. And then I do it. And then it'll come up perfectly good. She's the artist in the family.
Okay, so morning to mommy, who is the artist. What's your mommy's name?
Akisha Lewis.
So Akisha Lewis, good morning to you. And thank you for your support of Lanisha in her Ventia resin designs.
Finish. Make sure.
Woo! Okay, so the J is done. Do you see? So this is the J. This is the one I just did.
And what I like to do is, you see how it doesn't look dull. I like to put more UV, more resin on top of it. So you just spread it on it.
Oh, so you apply the remainder.
Yes, and then put it back under the UV,
Mm-hmm.
and it will
We
come out.
should have done a W after or an S. The J, so we should have done a J and an S.
Leave it below there for a little while, and then it should be finished.
So how long would it take for? You just mentioned that you do crochet. What do you crochet? Like, what are some of the products that you would crochet? Do you do clothing?
Mainly clothing.
Upholstery? Okay. So what kind of clothing? Dresses?
It doesn't matter. Like, I just tell people to send the design,
Mm-hmm.
and once I can make it, I will tell them. Once it's on YouTube, I can make it also.
Okay. So suppose I want a dress, right? Nice halter back, you're tying to the front and that kind of thing. How long would that take you if you had to estimate? How long would it take you to make something like that?
And then it depends on the size of the person too.
Right.
So for you, I would normally say 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. And how much would you? Yeah, because I mean, oh gosh.
For failure, you
I'm
know?
a lot. There's a lot going on here. It's going to take a while. Okay, let's be real. Okay, it's going to take a while. So, how do you price? Do you price? Because I know you have to get the thread and you have to get your needles and whatnot.
So I usually go by Terrific Ideas because they are the cheapest.
Okay, so Terrific Ideas.
But they still have the same wool that everybody does sell. And so I base the price on that. So I calculate the price, how much wool I think I need, how much I might need extra just in case.
Right.
And then my price for doing it.
All right. So there you see, we did the resin texture fixture here. We did the J. All right. We should have done another letter. But Lanisha is just here showing us, the fine points. So this is the resin, and you mix the resin with the glitter, which is this here. You pick your color, the resin goes into the mold, which is this lovely device right here, and then you dry.
Yes.
And then you turn it over and you dry the bottom. Don't forget, dry the bottom so that it's completely solidified.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Right. Anything else that we could speak on? Anything you want to tell the viewers before we get ready to wrap?
You can follow me on kiradesigns.tt on Instagram.
All right, so it's Kira Designs on Instagram and
Just Instagram,
no Facebook.
I think it's on Facebook because I think my mommy did put it, but I'm not sure. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know.
Okay, well, we have a little time. Could we do probably an S?
Yes, we can.
All right, so we could just put this here.
Want to do it by yourself now?
I could try.
Okay.
Nine. Yeah, so back to the previous process. We're putting the resin. That's good?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. And we're putting the glitter. Did I turn it to the right way? It's supposed to be on the orange.
Yes, on the orange.
Yeah, it's orange. I'm going to apply the glitter here. Mixing. Gotta have that. My daughter should have been here. She would have just loved this part, mixing. So good morning to Damien, Deja, and Danae Moore. I hope you guys are watching. Those are my children. So I think I'm done with this.
Right. And
yeah. So
that's it.
My S. Okay, guys. So I'm pouring the resin into the letter S on the mold. And like Lanisha just instructed me that I need to fill as much as possible. So this is okay, right?
You can leave it out.
Yeah, just let me just let this.
Right.
Okay. So now it's time for UV. What do I?
Just
60 seconds.
Yes.
Right here. All right. All right, and we are waiting for the countdown. As we wait for the countdown, where can they? Is all of this available at Terrific Ideas, including the UV ray? Where did you get the?
No,
UV
everything
ray?
else except for this I bought in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where?
they,
You remember?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Okay.
I think it was an online page, but everything else, it's from Amazon.
Okay, so you can find these products on Amazon. Yeah, I'm just trying to get as much information as possible. Do you have a phone number where you would like viewers to contact you at?
Yes, they can contact me at 490-6097.
All right, so that's 490
6097.
6097. All right, and we are just about done. So
Flip it.
yeah, do we flip? Do we flip it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so we
do.
flip and we're 60 seconds.
Just wait until
30 seconds. Okay. So we're waiting for our other letter to solidify, and then there you go. Do you have the keychains with you today
Yes, I do.
attach? And we are almost down to the countdown. So don't forget, guys, please continue watching. Please continue joining us. We have our book club coming up. Joelle Green George is going to be here, and she's going to be speaking with Lorene Boris Phillip. You don't want to miss that one. And also, Prince Unique is joining us. You have to stay tuned for that. So we're getting our... Oh, so we have it now. Yay! Yay, yay, yay.
It's easy to join it too. You want to join them?
Yeah, could we?
Yes, we can.
All right, so we're going to join. We're just about ready to wrap our DIY segment. Don't forget, you can reach out to Lanisha, Kira Designs, 490-6097. You can also reach her on Instagram, Kira Designs. Yeah?
Yes. And then you just put it to the side.
All right, so just one last part of the process before we move on. All right. And probably if you guys want to jewel, you could put jewels, you can bedazzle, you can do all sorts of things.
We have earrings as well.
Yes. Should I make an earring? Now that I'm seeing the earrings looking pretty fine. I should have done an earring. But next time, because we definitely would want to have Lanisha back. She's going to show us some of her crochet designs. Yes. She'll be back to do that. We definitely need to have her back. And now my design is completely dried. Wonderful. Can you guys see? Can you guys see the design here? All right, so let me hold it up. So it's completely dried. So this is it here. Yeah, so it's JS representing J Soul. So Lanisha is going to finish up. She's going to put the key ring on. As when she's doing that, we are going to take a break and we are going to be right back. Don't forget our book club is coming up and our culture corner is coming up, and you guys do not want to miss that. We'll be right back.
Mamailakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamailakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider TATIL is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider TATIL is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider TATIL will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. TATIL, where people are people. You know what I mean.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, half-inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I thoroughly enjoyed that DIY. It's one of my favorite components of the show. Now, we have been talking so much about the Tobago Heritage Festival. The Tobago Heritage Festival is back, yes, and it is promising to be a big event. I don't want you guys to miss it. And without further ado, as I'm talking about the Tobago Heritage Festival, our trivia question has changed because you guys saw the answer, right? So we're changing our trivia question. Now, the new question states, how many years have we celebrated the Tobago Heritage Festival? I'm going to read that again. How many years have we celebrated the Tobago Heritage Festival? Now, guys, getting this answer correctly, you can win 2 tickets to the opening night gala, which takes place on the 21st of July, 2023. That's going to be on Friday. All right, so this Friday, the opening gala, you can win yourselves 2 tickets. So go ahead, get to typing. And let's see those answers. Tobago Heritage Festival has been a staple of the Tobagonian experience for a very long time. And we are really we're itching to see the answers that you guys come up with. How many years are we celebrating the Tobago Heritage Festival? Now, the Heritage Festival kicks off on Friday, 21st July. It starts, of course, with the opening gala. We also have the Calypso, which is going to be coming up. We also have the Heritage Personality on that night as well. The 22nd, we head to Plymouth for Juve and Old Time Carnival. The 24th, we head to Charlottesville for National Treasures Day. You don't want to miss that one. National Treasures Day is happening on the 24th. The 25th, we have Yam and Old Time Village Market Experience and Junior Miss and Little Miss Tobago Heritage Personality. This takes place in Goodwood, and this is carded for the 25th of July. 26th takes us to the village of Pembroke. The Pembroke Salaka Feast takes place on the 26th. It's going to be headed by the morning ritual, which starts at 6 a.m. So come and be a part of that holistic experience. Come and see, come and listen, come and hear the stories of our ancestors and the sacrifices that they have made for us as a people today. So the 26th, we head to Pembroke. 27th, Lake Coteau, my dear friends. Lake Coteau takes the spotlight on the 27th. Folktales and superstitions. And also, what we have to look forward to is that evening production. Those actors, we look forward to see what they're going to do, what remedies, what they're going to come up with in Lake Coteau. And this takes place on the 27th. On the 28th, we have the Rum Shop Lime, Scarborough. 29th, Mariah Old Time Wedding, which is carded for 1 p.m. on that day. So get your dancing shoes ready. We come in. We're going to be doing the brush back and all those lovely reel and shake and the breakout dance. And oh, these lovely men dressed in their white pants and scissors tailcoats, and these ladies in their lovely dresses and gloves and hats and frills and all the pomp and splendor and the wedding speechifier. You don't want to miss this. So head on to Mariah Old Time Wedding. This is carded for the 29th. The 30th, Tobago Harvest Experience. All right. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for staying with us. We are going to take a break, and we are back with Prince Unique. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back after this.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Now, before the break, guys, I told you we were going to be speaking with, I call him an icon. He does not call himself that. But in my book, that's what he is. He's a veteran in music, calypso, zouk, reggae, you name it. He has done it. And he's definitely one of the many mentors that many of us on the island of Tobago, we can speak of our experiences with him. He's an educator. He's one of the most humblest persons you can meet on the planet. My brothers and sisters, my kings and queens, please welcome Prince Unique to the set. Yay!
It's a pleasure being here as usual. As usual, because I've been here before. It's always. I mean, when I came in, I saw you. I said, "What a bright spot!"
Yes.
It was nice knowing that you were the one to interview me this morning.
Yes, and we were talking before we came back from break, and I was saying so many conversations that we had, and you always impart knowledge. It's like it's so much a part of you that it just spills out of you. Encouragement and uplifting us as younger persons and empowering us. But we want to know about you, the man, Jeffrey Thomas, and how did it start for you? I still had a picture. I got a picture from you. You were singing in a really shiny suit. I think it was blue.
Yeah.
And you autographed a picture for me. It
Really?
was, yes, it was at the bus terminal. Those days the bus terminal was over where the library is. And you were going to take the bus, and I met you for the first time, and you autographed a picture, a blue shiny suit
Wow.
and a white shirt
That is
inside.
a piece of history. A piece of history.
I would never
Classic.
forget that. So how did it start for you? How
Well,
did your musical
First, I
journey
must say
start?
is that time does not allow us to really
Go
for me
through
to
all of
express
it.
where it started to where it is now. But I'm going to try to do as much in a short time. Well, I come from a musical family. My father was a musician, and almost everybody else in my family are music people. And so then naturally, I was exposed to music at a very early age.
Right.
So by the time I was like about 13, 14, I was already on stage doing appearances for like school concerts and everything like that. I remember all the people who played a great part in my career at that time. I was also known by so many different names because of my vocal ability.
Yes.
In those times, I was known as Jeff Soul Thomas. Because
So like me.
because there was a time that there was nobody else, no other artists on the island of Tobago who could have danced like me, who could have flipped bikes and skate and all these different, and that is because I love James Brown.
Right.
James Brown was one of the persons I always liked his movement, so then naturally I gravitated to that, So that is how I got the name Jeff Soul Thomas. And then again, they start calling me Tobago's Otis Redding.
Okay.
Because in them time, Otis Redding was my blues ballad singer. Yeah.
Yes.
So then I used to do some of his covers. And therefore, they thought that he was singing just like Otis. So they used to label me that. And when I started to perform on the bigger stage then, there's so much people that I could call name of that I really, really was like people who really got me interest. One of those persons was Michael Baker.
Okay.
I remember,
and good morning to you, Michael
I remember, and he was always a supporter. Yeah, I think he was one of the persons who teach me how to communicate with people, and give of myself to other artists and things, because he was and is that kind of person, And then I formed a group. I was singing all over Tobago. Everything they had, I was singing there. And when all the big artists were coming in from abroad, I was one of the persons who were opening the shows for them.
Okay.
I remember Pussy Sledge, Swamp Dog, Gregory Isaac. When Gregory Isaac released Night Nurse, I was the opening act for him at Talk of the Tongue in Tobago. And but my stomping ground was really Club La Tropical.
Oh, yes.
And Bamboo Terrace, which was after the name Caribana. So I had a long run as a ballad singer, soul singer, reggae, you know. And after Jeff and the Flames, which was my group, there was some groups in Tobago. Those times, show business was like the greatest thing in Tobago.
And it was
you know,
booming.
all the group booming with all
Yes.
the combos, all the bands, Little Seven, Reliance, Tuxedo, I could name it. You know, so I was a product of all that whole environment. You know, and it was that is where my journey started as a learning experience. You know, and I was always humbled by the fact that people always see me as an energetic performer in them times, you know, always know how to move the crowd and everything, you know. And they stay with me for a long time because, you know, by mixing with other artists, I also learn a lot from them too.
Definitely.
You know, I remember when they were bringing like Lord Nelson here in the early times at the garage in Plymouth. I had to be there. You know, all the artists from Trinidad, Wildfire, Strollers, Sparks, all these big artists from Trinidad groups. I was always in the midst of it. Tobago, we had Telstars, which was Bin the Bee and a couple other guys. And we had Time Machine, the Bell Brothers. It was a period that I enjoy most of all in show business, even up to now.
Yeah.
Because I don't see we getting back those days, you know, those times, you know, when you walk out on the stage, place packed with people. You know, we had some of the big DJs from Trinidad coming up, you know. And I was always at the basically at the forefront of the entertainment because I think it's the energy that I used to bring to the stage, you know. And even though I calm down a little bit now, you know. You know. And after the group, Jeff and the Flames, we sort of break up because everybody went in different direction because people were getting, you know, adults and people were like looking for their own space and everything, families and everything, you know. And so then I met Jerry Stewart. Jerry Stewart came to Tobago. And I'd known about Jerry Stewart before. Jerry Stewart and the Slapsticks from Siparia.
Right.
And in those days, Billy Reese, there was a showman by the name of Billy Reese, you know. And he used to just like mash up the radio station. He was one of the big ones on the radio station, along with Rennie Bishop and all these people, you know. And therefore, when I joined Jerry Stewart band as a lead singer at La Tropical, that exposed me even more because scouting for talent started in Tobago at Master Miranda's father's place, La Tropical.
La Tropical. Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah. And so I was a regular there. You know, I always represent Tobago in Trinidad. And in Tobago, one of the things that the highlights of my performances were they used to always have a prize for the best dress. I win best dress all the time.
Right.
You know, because that time I wasn't unique yet. I wasn't Prince Unique yet. It was just Jeff Thomas, you know. But I always believe in appearing on stage as a performer, as an artist, you know, looking the part, you know. And so when they have the competition, Jeff Thomas winning the prize, best dress all the time, you know. I remember how the name Unique came about. We were at the La Tropical. I was performing to a good crowd there. And when I walk out, I had this outfit with all these what they call accordion pleats. Well, I never used to buy clothes. I always used to buy the cloth and have it designed.
Right.
You know.
So you're always unique.
Always different, you know.
Yes.
And then I walk out on stage in this outfit, and there were some people, some of the guests in front. I just hear this lady just shout, she said, "He unique boy." You know. So the guys in the band hear that, and they start calling me unique. You know.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't know what the word unique means, you know, until Jerry Stewart said, "You see, look, Jeff, you have to start to sing calypso." You know. He said, I said, "Not me, man. Not me, Papa. You're me and singing no calypso." Right? He said, "You have such a sweet voice, you know, and apart from that, calypso is your culture." So when you say calypso is your culture, I kind of say, yeah, you know. But I stayed away from rehearsals for a couple of weeks, and then they come back and they called me. And I came back. He said, "Well, let's write a song together." And when we write the song together, it was somewhere 85 around there. I got into the tent, the CDC tent, and then I said, "Wait, but I'm CDC tent, you know, as a calypsonian, you know." And I said, "Right." So Jerry said, "Well, you had to get a name." and we were talking about Lord Kitchener, Mighty Sparrow,
Right.
you know, all the different names. And Jerry said, you know, sir, so you had to be a prince. And that's how the name Prince Unique come. When I look it up and I realize what it is, well, that is really me. That's how I am.
You
Naturally, always
embodied
am.
that name.
I always like to bring something different to the table. And in '86, Calypso Rose came back to Tobago and formed a 10th Calypso Superstars. And that's when I made my first national semifinals in Trinidad.
Okay.
And I did that maybe about 3 times national semifinals. And then at the early age, I decided that for me to go into Trinidad, I just wanted to win Tobago Calypso Monarch one time, and I did that in 1987. And it didn't worry me after that, because I already registered my name in the book.
Right. So you're in the system.
Yes. So then the Trinidad thing now, well, I was planning on singing in Tobago all the time, but Calypso said, now you have to go to Trinidad. Once you have to enter the big yard. We had a show coming up with Percy Sledge at a place they used to call Golden Thistle in Storby, the back road in Storby. And we were supposed to go down there and rehearse. But happened so that I reached kind of late. I reached like about 6 o'clock. And as I walk in the building, I hear Jerry Stewart say, Debbie was one of the female singers, but she was kind of like a Christian between Christian and Calypso. So she was sick. She wanted to sing a Calypso, but then she don't want to dance to the Calypso, So Jerry, as I walk in, Jerry say, Debbie, wind your waist now. And as she say, wind your waist, it just like exploded in my head,
It caused an explosion.
And same time I run up on stage, and the vibes hit me, and I said, Jerry, play this for me. And I tell the drummer, play this for me, play this beat. But the beat wasn't a Calypso or soca. It was what I was hearing in my head, which turned out to be Zouk.
Right.
I remember in the early days when my father was playing, that was the kind of a Latin thing that they were playing, what they used to call breakaway, So I hold on to that. And as soon as I gone up on the stage, I said, if the music feeling right, say yes. So I was writing the song right there on stage.
So that happened on stage.
Yeah. Say yeah. But Jerry Stewart, no, he was such a great guitarist. He started playing the
Zouk rhythm. The hook, yes, and the hook.
And so then I went home with he taped it on a cassette, and I went home, and I was playing this time. My daughter, Kanda, one of my young daughters.
Good morning to Kanda.
Yeah, and she was taking part in the early. I think I can't remember what you used to call them.
Jack used to have Pioneers. Yes,
right?
I remember her from Pioneers.
Right, from Pioneers. And then, so I started singing, wind your waist, up come Kanda. So that the way I don't say wind your waist, mama or papa or something like that. I said, wind your waist, mama, wind your waist, papa. And that's how it started, So I finished the song, and I was looking for a producer. And at the same time, Johnny King came from New York. And he told me about this guy who looking for new artists from Tobago and Trinidad, especially Tobago. So he took the cassette, and he was going back up to New York to carry it for the guy to listen to. And Johnny, Ronnie McIntosh was with him. And they were driving along somewhere in New York, and they were trying to impress the producer about this song. But when the producer heard the song, he said, well, I'm going with it. And then that's how we did it. We did the song with Les and Paul. We did it first with Kenny Phillips, and they wanted a different mix, so we did it with Les and Paul. And that became history as soon as we released. Well, I hear the song big in New York long before it reached down here. All over. I started getting calls. Prince, we want you in New York. This group want you. This set of promoters want you. And then I remember Shabazz. Shabazz was like a community guy in Trinidad, and he had liked my music, and he get to like how I move in as an artist, And he was one of the persons who was very instrumental in me getting my first visa to travel out.
Right.
And then when I go out there, it was crazy. People from Tobago, especially my village, who didn't know that I was Prince Unique, they hear the music, they love it, and they come to the show at the Golden Pavilion, pack the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk inside. Well, you know how they do it in New York, is bodyguard and all this kind of thing. When me and accustomed to.
Yes.
You know, so I go in the show. They came in the show about 3 o'clock in the morning. When I come on stage, I hear some people start to go, wait, but I Jeff Thomas. They never know I was Prince Unique because they know that, you know. So that was a whole Tobago section, and it was great show. That's where the whole thing started. Promoters start calling me because they wanted that kind of music. They said coming from Trinidad and Tobago, it was different.
Yeah.
You know, because when I go to Trinidad, actually when I go to Trinidad, I would be in audience and people would say they're waiting on Prince Unique, and I right there with them, you know, because they always thought I was from Dominica or the kind of music, the kind of island style and everything. So I think that was my breakthrough point in Trinidad, you know, and on the national market, the regional market, and the international market. So I must say that I was very fortunate to have a steady rise, you know. And then I started writing. I used to write a lot of nation-building songs that is positive. I always write positive, you know.
Songs, yeah.
And I always look at the whole situation as if I could make one step up, and I could take somebody with me on that level, you know. I always look towards helping somebody, you know, in the business, because when I used to look at Baker and Tobago Cruise on them on stage, you know, I used to say like, I want to be up there, boy. I want to be like them, you know. And Binley B, when I look at these people, you know, they was my motivation for wanting to help other people.
Yes.
You know, so that journey started from all there. And when I start traveling now, it hit me that I'm in the business, the top of the business in Trinidad and Tobago. And then people will come into me for writing songs in that vein, that genre of music.
Right.
And I remember one time we having a band launch at the Mass Camp in Trinidad. And this guy was, you know, when you have a launch, people come in early and put on their name because they ain't sure if they're going to get on.
Yeah.
But when the big stars and them start to come in, your name start to go off and you listen.
Lower and lower,
lower
along the list.
So this guy was at the Mass Camp, and this guy said, he was talking to Bill Trotman about putting him on before the list started to fade. And Bill Trotman was like, you know, dissing him, you know. So he walked over to me and he said, Prince Unique, I from Tobago, you know. I was one of the Powder brothers and Eric. From time he said Eric, I know. I said, well, that's for me.
Right.
I said, well, he said, well, if I had a song like Wine Your Waist, boy, he could have never dissed me. I said, I'll write a song for you.
And that is where it started.
Yeah.
And it still continues to grow because you are writing for so many performers now. Yeah. We have so little time. That's what I'm telling you. If we had to stay, we'd be here all day.
Yes.
So, Uncle Jeffrey, thank you so much for coming and talking with us. We definitely want you back because it has been such a long, steady journey, and the people who helped you along the way, you will love to have them.
I didn't do it by myself. I can tell you that because I'm always a person that people sort of gravitate to. So I always try to keep it positive, you know, give advice to those who I can give advice to, especially the young artists of today, you know. And the whole thing need to continue. So people like me, you know, would play a great part in that process in Tobago, but we have to be given the opportunity to do it.
Yes, and on that note, we wrap with Prince Unique. Thank you so much again.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, and let me just remind you of our trivia question again. How many years have we celebrated the Tobago Heritage Festival? How many years have we celebrated the Tobago Heritage Festival? We'll be right back with Book Club.
I want to talk about
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Good morning, viewers, and thank you for tuning in to Book Club Corner with us today, where every week on Tobago Updates, we talk to authors and writers about their book, their art, and their love of the written word. And today we have with us somebody close to my heart, Mrs. Boris Phillip, and we welcome her with us today. She has a long list of accolades, as most of my writers do, and she is no stranger to writing, to publishing, and we're going to be getting into some juicy stuff today. She is a lay pastor, right? And as well, she is a former, or I should say a retired agriculture economist, right? Listen, just smart. These women are just so smart. I just feel so blessed to be in their presence when they come on Book Club Corner. She is also the co-founder and director of the Tobago Writers Guild, and we are really happy to have her with us today. Today we're going to be talking about the book that Miss Boris's initiative helped come into fruition, and it's called Tobago in Print. But before we get into the book, I want us to just get into this wine, because we're having brunch today on Book Club Corner. And we know when we are having brunch, cheers. Cheers. We have today some Bella Forma wine, and this is from Mainridge Wines. And this wine, let me tell you, it's a red wine from Mainridge Wines. Stacy, a good friend of mine, you probably think I know all the winemakers in Tobago, and I hope I do. And we're having Bella Forma wine. This is a sorrel and mango wine with hints of tonka bean and banana. Unique blend of spices that is going to give it that complexity that we like to have in our wines. But we're going to do something different today. We're going to do the 5 S's of wine tasting, and we're going to be getting into this wine. So the first S is to have a look at the wine, right? So you look at the color. Okay. I'm going to sniff the wine.
Okay.
I'm just a really nice aroma. We're going to swirl the wine because you're looking for the legs, right? The legs tell you how sweet that wine is. This wine is not very sweet. So for those who love sweet wine, Stacey also has some other wines on her wine list, really nice and sweet, but this one is for people who know what wines are about. And then we are going to get into the sniffing, seeing, as well as the sipping and savoring of the wine.
All right.
I like it. I love it. We'll take another sip. Before we get too far into our wine and into brunch today, let's get into this book. This is Tobago in Print, guys. Let me tell you, this is an anthology. And for those who might be wondering, what's an anthology? It's literally a compilation of short stories. And this is by Tobago authors, Tobago residents, who put together these stories, and a lot of interesting perspectives in this book. We're going to be talking about Mrs. Phillip book story, and she has a story in here on page 48. It's called Mommy's Harang, and she's gonna give us a reading today before we get into the publication and so on.
Okay, Mommy's Harang. Oh, so you're a big woman now. I can't talk to you. You feel you're going secondary school and you're bright and I don't know nothing. Well, let me tell you something. I know enough to bring you to this age of 14 without anything bad happening to you. You feel that 14 is adult? I have news for you, darling. 14 is child still. Not little child, but still child. And if necessary, I'll break in your tail. The truth is that I never like to hit and beat. I always feel I could reason with you and find other ways to discipline. But sometimes I feel that them old-time people was right. Anytime all you slip is to let you have it then and there. I get plenty licks in full view of my friends because my mother used to say, no child ain't embarrassing her in public. But I never do you that because I know how I used to feel so ashamed. Enough, or you want some more?
We want more. Give us another paragraph.
One day, the teacher write a note home to say that I'm misbehaving in class. When I carry home the note, my mother didn't say anything. The next day, that lady take a taxi and come up in school to beat me. That is how people used to discipline children long time. Times change. And I feel a mother have to change her child, change and treat her child with respect. But the child have to respect the mother too. I might not be able to chat no French to you or discuss Portia's speech from Shakespeare, but I still bring you in this world and take care of you when you couldn't help yourself. And in case you didn't notice, I still put in food on the table. When you start feeling uppity, remind yourself of that.
Let me tell you, oh my gosh, this story Now, this story is a 1996 winner of the Commonwealth Short Story Competition.
For the region. For
the region, right? This story, and let me tell you, when I read, because I've read this book several times, right?
Okay.
But I read your story again when I knew you were coming. And this story it's so full of us. It's so me. It's so you. You're reading about yourself. You're reading about your neighbor. You're reading about somebody's situation. They told you, Caribbean parents may not always have had the resources, but they knew education was important.
Yes.
And that's what I remember hearing most when I was growing up. You sit down home trying to get yourself together to go to school, and you're taking you feel you're going to a wedding? Come out the house. I am leaving. Anybody who's not in car. They were so focused on making sure their children got a good education. And when I read this story, it just felt so warm and familiar. A parent loving on their child, wanting their child to do well and doing it. And then the child feeling, well, mommy, I'm up there now.
And mommy knows nothing.
Yes, I'm up there now, and mommy, I'm ashamed of mommy. And I want your kids to know, all the students out there, no matter what age you're at, for those parents who have taken the time, spent the time to help you and bring you to a space where you are perhaps even doing better than they are in life. Don't feel ashamed of your parents. Don't feel ashamed that maybe they don't know the French and the Spanish and they speak their Creole and speak the slang. Let me tell you, their parents did the best. They honor them and give them their flowers. And I love this Mammy Harang story. Tell us, Mrs. Phillip, why this agriculture economist? Right? I don't know if you were an agriculture economist when you wrote. Tell us why an agriculture economist decided to write a story, Mammy's Harang. And what is this? What does Mammy's Harang mean? What is that?
Okay. First, my interest in writing developed because I have two daughters, well, now adults. And when they were growing up, after they get past the first stage of Janet and John, and names you will not recognize, but all in my age group will, Enid Blyton and so on, there were no books that mirrored our experience. And so I was interested in writing from that point of view. I said, well, okay, I will have to write some books for my children. But life gets in the way. We moved from Trinidad and Tobago to Barbados and different things. So I started to get back into writing, and the Commonwealth Short Story Competition, I became aware of it and decided that I am going to send some entries. That was actually the very last entry. I thought, let me just write something that would be how I would speak to my child or how my mother would have spoken to me if there was a problem. If there was a problem. And I was very conscious that for people in my age group, we were like some of the first people to get to tertiary education among our people. And so therefore, you saw how some people interacted with their parents after they felt that they had gotten educated and so on. So that was something that always concerned me. So that is why that kind of thing came to my mind. The other thing about the name is that my husband was, in secondary school, the same time I was in secondary school, and he had to do a piece about somebody's harang, and it had to do with children harassing people, a homeless man or something like that, and it was called So-and-so's harang. I cannot remember the name now. So that name, that particular word stuck in my head. So when I wrote this, I said, okay, this is Mammy's harang. Mammy's speeching off this child, right? So that is how that came about, And I was quite shocked when it won, because let us understand that this is the Commonwealth. Standard English is their version, their way of speaking.
Yes.
And they do not often acknowledge that our way of speaking is as valid. So that I wrote my thing in my language, and they accepted it. They accepted it,
I love it. And that's the dilemma between writers sometimes, If I'm writing a story can I write it in Creole? Can I write it in our local slang, whatever that slang may be for what village slang or whether it's your own Caribbean island? How can I put across the story the way we speak, the way we communicate in our village, in our community, and have the international world as it is still pay attention and be interested in my story, read it and understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. And I hear sometimes people saying, oh, if you want to fit into the international market as a book writer, as an author, as a publisher, published author, you have to have, but we are seeing now a switch and a change. We are seeing the acceptance. Tell us what you think about that.
What I think about that. First, I think that the language that we speak in our country is our language. It is as valid as any other language. It is a mishmash of several different languages, including some of perhaps our Amerindian expressions from before, and in Trinidad and Tobago, our East Indian mix, and then the French and the Spanish and so on. And it is a valid language for the simple reason that I know, as most people who understand Standard English would understand, Standard English is a mix of Latin and a little French and some of the Celtic languages from northern the United Kingdom and so on. And they sat down and they tried to make rules. It is still very rational.
Yes.
Okay, but they tried to make some rules. And so the only difference with our language is that we never sat down and said, well, okay, this is how we will say this is how that will be, and so on. And you are also aware that their language is changing all the time, the same way our language is changing. Our language is fine. For formal occasions, since most of the world communicates in Standard English, it makes sense for us to speak Standard English in formal situations. But you play netball on the netball court, you're going to say, pass me the ball, please. You pass the ball. You understand?
Yes.
So our language suits us. And one of the challenges for writers, by the way, that myth has been exploded a long time ago.
Yes.
When you think of Jamaica Kincaid, that's an Antiguan writer. You think of Miss Lou from Jamaica. Always using her own language, and many authors through the region have started using their own language a long time ago. But one of the problems is that sometimes, given our language as opposed to Standard English, some of our feelings, some of our emotions are better expressed in our language than in theirs.
I couldn't agree with you more. I was sitting here listening to you and I said, I'm going to tell a funny story, funny to me. I don't know if you'll think it funny. But, my mother she was a very colorful person. She loved a lot of colors. And sometimes she would go overboard to us girls and we'd say, oh gosh, mommy, you're looking coscal. Why are you looking so coscal? Once you say that word, you know what that means. You don't have to go into the explanation of, mommy, the colors you are wearing, they're clashing.
Right.
They don't seem to be blending well together. That's one of our words.
Yes, we know
right?
Immediately.
Exactly. Marasmus. How you look at marasmus?
Yes, I've heard that word for a long time. But yes.
There are so many words that we use as a people, as a community, as a Caribbean community that speak to who we are. Once you hear those words, you literally know it is literally a situation they have described, not a word or a thing, but a situation
that requires only one word.
One word, and that's it. And that's one of the things I love about being a Caribbean person. We're so warm, right? Let me tell you, I love it. I love it.
There is another story in there. No, these are not necessarily stories. They may be just like several paragraphs about a particular issue. There's one called Growing Up Red. Okay, and I hope I'm not going to mash any corns this morning, but I'm going to.
Are we heading into colorism?
Yes.
Are we heading into
that
the
is
colorism?
a major problem among us that I feel we do not discuss enough. You see a lot of negative things written about darker colored people. But as a rule, we do not discuss the issue enough.
Well, let's discuss it, Mrs. Phillip, please. Read Growing Up Red.
Growing Up Red. In the Caribbean, red means any of the varying shades of skin color caused by the mixing of the people of African descent and the Caucasian people. In the barbaric days of slavery, the unscrupulous colonizers promoted the idea of classes of the enslaved based on skin color. The idea being that the closer you are in color to the so-called master race, the better you were. Thus, the lighter the skin color, the more acceptable you were. And there was the corollary of the hair. Since the lighter the skin color, generally the straighter the hair. And naturally straight hair was, and still is, deemed to be better than the natural hair of the West African. Different terminologies were developed to express all the above ideas of difference. There's the mulatto, with refinements like octoroon, browning, brown skin, fair skin, light skin with darky, black skin, blackie, or even a nickname, quarter past midnight, meaning so black that you are blacker than midnight. On the other end of the spectrum, to describe the varying shades of mixture and color. The interesting thing is that there are adjectives that over time have become associated with the different descriptions. So you hear a nice fair-skinned girl with a pretty hair, or a black ugly girl with hard hair. Another very piquant phrase is a pretty darky. I grew up in that Tobago knowing that one, a pretty darky. Always said with a little surprise in the voice, since everyone knows that darky and blackie cannot possibly be pretty under normal circumstances.
Oh, boy.
The dislike of their skin color is so great in some people that there is a thriving business in bleach cream, which contains chemicals which lighten the skin. This is a trend seen in many popular entertainers who are apparently of the view that they look better with paler skins. The chemicals in bleach cream are known to be dangerous and damaging to the skin. Hair has been mentioned here, but there is another whole vocabulary attached to hair. The more African type hair is described as hard head, nappy, rough, tough, uncontrollable, as opposed to smooth and shiny, straight and soft. That is apparently the way hair is supposed to be. So there's a great income generating business in weaves, that is human hair or synthetic hair that is sewn or stuck into track plaits on the head of the recipient, thus producing the effect of nice, long, soft hair. Or there's always the alkaline hair relaxing, that is the straightening process, or the old-time hot comb. All this in the attempt to have soft, straight hair. And it goes on, but I'll just go to the last paragraph. We have to get to a place where for the majority of people in our country, black is fine, fair skin is fine, white is fine, nappy is fine, and straight is fine. Thank you. And thanks for indulging me.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillip. You know, that's one of the things I love about writing, about authorship. You get to touch on so many topics. We went from a story that addressed how a single parent was bringing up her child and the issues she was finding, her child now becoming more refined and, you know, mommy is not good enough. And now we're heading into colorism. We're heading into the issues that deal with hair textures and who is nice and who is not and who is pretty and what we consider in our culture to be pretty, our beauty standards. And we're looking at that in terms of writing. I will encourage everyone out there, if you have a pen and a paper, a computer, a laptop, or a phone, start penning your own story. You have within yourself some stories to write, some topics that you want to talk to the public about. Maybe you want to pass them on for your children, for your own community, for your own family, and put them down in a book and publish them. It's nothing, you know, short of miraculous when we talk about our heritage, our literary heritage as Tobagonians, as Trinbagonians, as Caribbean people, and I love it, you know. You talked about in the book, you know, you mentioned about colorism, and we don't want to, you know, as you said, we don't want to mash anybody's corns, but we just want to touch on it a little bit. And when we talk about colorism, just to explain, we're talking about the preference to certain skin colors over others, and even to go as far as to discriminate against a person because they are a certain complexion or because they have a certain hair texture and giving privilege to others, etc. And we want to make sure in our society that we give people based on merit, based on their good works, based on, the work they're doing, being qualified for positions, being qualified for what we are asking them to come and do. And I love that you put that in here for persons to think about, to consider. There's a lot of talk about colorism going on now, but we have a lot of different nuances in the Caribbean about colorism, right? So even in the conversation about colorism, we really have to think about it differently for us. So I just want to get back to the story. So Tobago in Print is a book. 26 authors contributed to this book, and we have stories from this fantastical story about how chicken came to be.
Yes.
Right, that chicken actually had teeth, right? Let me tell you, real humor in this book. Humor, seriousness, just community life in general, just how we grew up and how we are. And I want to ask you, Mrs. Phillip, as the co-founder and one of the directors of the Tobago Writers Guild, when you all decided, and I know this was your initiative initially, when you all decided to come up with this book, tell me what were your feelings and thoughts about what kind of legacy this was going to leave, perhaps for not just the guild, the writers in the guild, Tobago writers, but tell us about that experience of putting together the book and if you had any difficulties in bringing it to reality.
Okay, well, we first discussed the idea. We brought the idea to a meeting and decided that we wanted to do this. And so we said to people, because the organization had been in existence for a few years at that point, and so we knew people were writing. So we thought, well, all right, let us, everyone contribute, and we will publish this book together, because most people were not writing enough, with a few exceptions like Reggie and Mrs. Mormigans. Anything that you would sort of publish on your own. So let us get together and put this together. And so they started submitting on one of my old laptops. I was going through it, and I saw some of the old stories from when we were collecting for this. So we started doing that. And then we had a big discussion as to whether we would allow people who were not actually members of the guild to contribute. And we decided. At this stage, because I have a slight disability, my sight is poor. So I handed the whole thing over to Mrs. Mormigans and Mrs. Brenda Caesar. Okay, and so they did the actual collecting in terms of putting the stories in reasonable order and so on. And Mrs. Caesar did some of the initial editing, and then Mrs. Perkins also helped with the editing. And then we had to find a publisher. And that was one of the more difficult things, but we finally ended up with one, and we had to find some money to pay, quite a bit of money. All right, but we went ahead because we felt we wanted to do this at this point in time. So we went ahead and we did that. And we ended up, they sent us 600 copies at the first publishing, first printing. And, we have been able to sell them. People have bought them. Many people find them, very interesting in terms of getting a slice of Tobago in one book. So, it was quite a successful initiative. And we're very proud of it, let me admit. And at the time when we were launching it, I said, well, just look out for Tobago in Print Volume 2. And as you know, Volume 2 is being prepared as we speak.
Yes. So, it's one of the things that deter people from publishing and writing, that you write and then you have to get it published. So now we have to go look for somebody to put it together for us and to publish it. And I just want people to know that, putting in a plug for the Tobago Writers Guild Publishing House, if you have a book and you would like to get it published, give the guild a call, 620-5799, and let's have a conversation about your book. But in terms of this book and the authors that are in this book, let me just read some of the persons. And when you hear their names, you may know them from around Tobago. Gregory Diaz, he has 3 stories in here. Anne-Marie Davis, she's a former principal, a school principal, a vice principal, I think it is, Milka Robinson Reed. She's a former educator. We have Mrs. Phillip herself here. We also have Mrs. Moore Miggins in here, Thelma Perkins, Reginald Phillips, Karen Rivers. We have Chrisanne Daniel, Maria Bristol, Helen Louise Nathan, Hovis Trim, Gibson Cook, Jana Moses, Cleon McPherson, Trisha Leander, Handel Dillon, Crystal Skeet, Vernon Aki, Isabel Turner Toby, Julian Moore, Sade Titus, Shadima Maynard, Harvey Anthony, and Gloria Austin. And we want to make sure that you get this book. This is one of those books that is a good read for the summer.
Yes.
You know, you're heading to the beach, you want to chill out and relax, you want to read a good book, take a good snooze. This Tobago imprint is the book for you to get. It is going to keep you company over the summer vacation. And before we go, we want to talk about this wine again. This wine, Bella Forma. It actually is the name of Tobago given to Tobago by Christopher Columbus. And he did not discover, he rediscovered Tobago, okay? And he gave the name Bella Forma. And Mainridge Wines wanted to a little nod, right, to where Tobago came from. And we know the Amerindians were here first, right? We know that they have a rich heritage and history. But we have Bella Forma wine, and this wine really gives you a good look into Tobago, right? Indulge in your senses with that sorrel and mango and tonka bean. You know how long I didn't see a tonka bean, though?
Yes,
I haven't seen a tonka bean, and that was one of the fruits that, even though it was sweet, it used to have a very powerful smell. But this wine is not one of those wines. It's not turning you off at all. It's really good. So I would advise you, get some Bella Forma wine, get the Tobago in print, get yourself a nice quiet spot, have a sip of Bella Forma wine, read the Tobago in print, get those stories under your belt, and use it as inspiration to write your own story. And we're wrapping up today. We thank you for viewing with Mrs. Phillip today and myself, Jewel. We'll be back again next week talking to more writers, more authors about their books as we have brunch on Book Club Corner. Cheers.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
thank you so much. We are back with Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for being here, for everything that we had to offer you today. We want to thank all of our performers. We want to thank all our guests who were here with us on the brunch set. Thank you to the book club. Thank you to Joelle. Thank you for Mrs. Boris Phillip, who would have given her testimony in her writing. Thank you so much for Lanisha with her resin designs. I'm going to take mine home. Thank you to Dwayne Lyons, our fitness instructor. So this is one. We actually did two. So I'm waiting on the JS, meaning J Soul. She's going to bring it back for me. So thank you so much, Lanisha. And thank you to Prince Unique, who was here. He's going to perform for us. He cannot leave without doing that. So that's something we're looking forward to. But before we do that, before we wrap, our trivia question, let me take you back to that one more time. How many years have we celebrated the Tobago Heritage Festival? Someone got it. Congratulations to Darcy Carey. And Darcy got the answer right. It actually is started in 1986, which makes it 33 years. So this is our 36th anniversary of the Tobago Heritage Festival. So congratulations to Darcy Carey. And if you look at the complete name, it says Darcy loves to wear Louis Vuittons, Carey. So you look for that and you'd see Darcy's name under that. So Darcy, congratulations and thank you for joining us today. We will be back tomorrow with Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. So you guys stay tuned. In the meantime, be blessed and we will see you on Friday. All right. So we now look forward to a performance by Prince Unique, who, by the way, let me put that in, is being honored by the Tobago Day Committee in New York for his contribution to music, art, and culture. So congratulations. This takes place on August 20th of this year. So congratulations again to Jeffrey Thomas. Thank you for flying the flag high and keeping our culture alive. That was Brunch for today. I'm your host, J Soul, and we will see you on Friday. In the meantime, stay blessed. Bye-bye.